live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and it's coming. And boom. All right, we're ready to rock and roll.
All right, so we would like to say welcome to our host of friends and family. Just want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their evening to jump on this, I guess.
This future call. We're setting ourselves up for the future.
Yes, we are definitely setting ourselves up for the future. We thought it would be something that would be great for our friends and family to listen to. Definitely make sure you have your mind open to everything that you're about to hear. It's a wealth of information. It's fantastic. I can't wait for you guys to hear it and consume this information. We have a great, beautiful young woman here. Her name is Coach JP, which is Miss Janice Parker. She's going to be our presenter this evening. She's going to deliver the information to us. And without further ado, unless there's anything else, I would like to bring her on so she can deliver the information to us. Miss Coach JP.
All right. Well, excited. What a great Saturday night turnout. I'm excited to see this. Thank you so very much for hopping on to support Cottrel and Kim. Just an amazing couple, rocking and rolling. And really what we want to talk about tonight is just that. We're going to talk a lot about family. We're going to talk about creating that, creating wealth from the inside out. We're going to talk to you a lot about that tonight because Cottrel and Kim are big on just that. They want to empower family and make sure we get everything at the home front right first. And for my part, Coach JP, I actually hail out of Virginia. So I'm sitting in Suffolk, Virginia. Most of you, if you've never heard of Suffolk, Virginia, it's down by Newport News, Virginia, Williamsburg, Virginia Beach. That's where I am. And just a business person at the core of me being a business person. But I'm one of those people who kind of, I don't know, like most people don't want to step out on faith, of course, because they fear failure, although failure is kind of like the only way we end up at success. I was one of those people during the recession where when the recession hit, my business partner and I had built our dynasty, and the recession hit, y'all. And think about it, Miss Kim, that recession was just 12 years ago. And that recession took out a lot of businesses. Where our bank was one of the banks that never actually got a bailout from the government. And so they found themselves actually closing their doors. Well, they loaned us $2.5 million. We just spent $750,000 expanding our location. The recession hits, everything hits a brick wall. When they filed bankruptcy, we had to pay back the $2.5 million. They promised us another 1.5. So needless to say, none of that ever happened. And Sam, what I found was I began to roll backwards. Like, we tried to keep the dealership open for as long as we could. But Christina, we were two young people in downtown Newport News trying to expand the business, and nobody's loaning money in the middle of a recession. So Michelle, we found ourselves, having to close the doors to what was a 20-year enterprise. I don't know if any of you know what that would actually feel like or could even imagine, but it's like you lose everything in you. You know what I mean? Especially since my nieces and nephews work for me, and I was so hurt. I couldn't even tell them don't come to work today. So when they came and the doors were locked to the dealership, they're calling like, what's going on? It was crazy. But it's not a sad story. Even though after that, within 18 months, we lost everything that we ever, owned. We had moved in with relatives and were borrowing cars. It's not a sad story because it was this industry and something very similar to what you're about to see now, not even as good as what you're about to see now, that allowed me to pull myself up by my bootstraps. So I'm excited to share with you what that actually is. Because family, when you look at a platform like this, where you can work part-time from home and you can create a 6-figure or a 7-figure income, that's a pretty powerful statement. So now I get to work with some of the people I care about a whole lot, like Cottrel and like Kim. And what they're excited about is what I finally realized when the dealership door closed. How many of you know, for example, Irene, if God closes one door, what is he normally doing? Somebody tell me in the chat, what is God normally doing when he closes that one door? What is he doing? Somebody tell me. What'd you say, Miss Kim? He's gonna do what? That's right. He's opening another. And so what I did not realize is while had that business and I was able to be successful there, when he closed the door, it was because there were going to be families like the Cottrel and Kim's family that I would be able to be a blessing to in one way or another. Does that make sense? So at that dealership, we did great, but I can only take care of I, me, mine. Now we're in a place where, Yvette and I and Michelle, and when you look at people like, Tony and Tammy and these guys, we're able to impact the lives of other people. That is what I believe was the reason that happened. It took me a long time to figure that out. My feelings were hurt for a minute. You know what I mean? But I do understand that everything happens for a reason. So when I share this with you, I want to share with you that we've been in business a couple of times, and in our current platform, we were in travel, but travel, as you know, has kind of taken a bath right now because of the current situation. So we were looking at, okay, if we start another company, what do we want, right? What do we want? And the interesting thing, Juliet, is that we came up with a list of things that we wanted if we're going to do anything else. Let me give you our list, right? As a matter of fact, when I was trying to figure it out, my mom, she bought me this little journal called Positive Thinking, Positive Outcome, because I guess I was looking a little gloomy. I don't know, Yvette. I might have been looking a little crazy over here, but this is what we wanted. We wanted, number one, y'all will see that's right at the top, right? Number one, we wanted a company where the leaders were God-fearing. We didn't want to be in business with people. Like, I was in a business one time and they told me, Anthony, they said, well, if you can't keep talking about your God on these presentations. And I said, well, then I can't be talking about these presentations, because I know where I came from, right? Does that make sense? And so we wanted a company that was God-fearing, where the mindset and the direction of the company was straight, where there were strong trainers, they were ethical, they were professional. Got that. We wanted a level playing field. Guys, this company started October 30th, and what Cottrel and Kim want you to know is that we have an opportunity to make a serious impact in our families and our communities. We got that. We wanted strong compensation because, kind of when you're running, you don't pay attention. You know how they used to say, stop and smell the roses? Well, what happened, Melody, I'm running and I think life looks okay. And then when this thing happens and slows me all the way down, I took a look at my life, and the reality was, when I started smelling roses, I saw a lot of weeds too. I am not financially where I need to be. I don't know about any of you guys, y'all may be okay, but when I looked at my 401k and it now looks like a 101k, and when I looked at, the prospects of being able to retire, which I wanted to do that 10 years ago, Sam, but the prospects of being able to do that in the future was gone. So, people like Yvette and myself and Rhonda and Leslie, we were like, we need something where we can create a couple of million, like really, really quickly. We found that. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. As a matter of fact, the owner of the company, when I told him that was our goal, he was like, you're selling yourself short. So I'm gonna show you that in a minute. But we wanted a product that was profitable. Now, why is that? A lot of us had customers that were canceling their travel plans, which is fine. It's no fault of theirs, right? But that meant income was an issue. So some of our champions did not want to have to go back, Dwight, and get customers. So we needed a product that you could make money without a customer or without a business partner. And we found that product. Something with a low startup cost, Sherry, something that was professionally run and that was worldwide with weekly pay. When I tell y'all, you know how you got to ask God specifically for what you want? We asked him specifically for what we wanted, and we got everything. So I'm excited to share with you Epic. We found everything we wanted, right, Tony, in this platform called Epic. And I'm excited to share that with you. So let's go ahead and share that information. I'm going to bring up the slides, and just really excited because for the first time, it's a platform where I believe that what we all do helps each and every one of us. So it did not start. There we go. All right. So the company's called Epic. We call it Exceptional People, Incredible Compensation. And what's so exciting about it is the fact that, again, we have a chance to be first. A lot of times I found things that were great, but they were great decades ago, or they were great years ago. So what we're excited about, Cottrel Kim and I, is the fact that we found something that's great right now, that can benefit our families right now in real time. Does that make sense? To tell you who we are. So Epic is global. So I'm excited to announce that on this line tonight, we have some people from the UK, from Germany. We have some people that are from Holland, people that are from Nigeria that are on this particular presentation. That's exciting to me because there's one young man named David, and he really, Cottrel wanted to be in travel with us, but we weren't set up in Nigeria. And as soon as I saw that this platform was set up in Nigeria, I gave him a call, and he is spearheading the Nigerian initiative. I'm excited about that. So what we do are two things. Somebody drop it in the chat. How many things do we do? How many ways that are to earn income? Two. Please put some twos in the chat so we make sure everybody understands. You could do one, which is learn to in Forex to earn income, 4, 5, or 6 figures. You can do two, right? You can build a team, or guess what? You can do both. I mean, they're all under the same umbrella, so why not? So I have a young man, hopefully he's on, his name is Stuart Cottrel and Kim, and he'll be able to share with you a little bit more about the Forex side. So Stuart, if you are on, please let us know. Because we definitely love hearing from you. But so Mr. McCovey, who is my best friend, who called me in August about joining him in his platform, what he said was, sis, he says, listen, what I noticed was when this situation happened with the health crisis, he said Las Vegas Boulevard, the busiest boulevard in the world, went dark. It went dark, y'all, because of course nobody was traveling to come into those hotels. The Bellagio, all the waterfalls, all that stuff went dark. He said, but I noticed that the financial sector did not go dark. So what he said, Cottrell, was it only then makes sense. It only then makes sense to find something that we can do that is not affected by the pandemic, that is not affected by a recession, that where money is going to keep moving regardless. And that's when he asked me to come sit with him. We also, requested Mr. Spencer Iverson, Mr. Mark Sterling, Jonathan Green, all superb leaders in traditional business, storefront business, as well as in leading teams. David Lisiaga and Coach Max. Coach is the people's champion, right? Love her to life. Everybody loves her because her story is kind of similar to mine. She had a nice job, 6 figures, just had a baby, just bought a house, just got married. I don't know if you guys know anybody like this, but her job decided we no longer need your services. So now here she is. Their whole household is minus 6 figures, right? Her husband said, baby, why don't you start studying, right? So she studied, self-taught herself foreign exchange, helped 70,000 people learn foreign exchange. And we're blessed that Mr. McCovey was able to get her to lead and spearhead the foreign exchange platform here. So as Stuart comes off mute, foreign exchange, or Forex, stands for foreign exchange. It is just the act of buying and selling currency. So for those who think, like I thought, is this part of New York Stock Exchange? No, two totally different and totally independent platforms. As a matter of fact, foreign exchange, being currency, is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So you literally can actually participate in that market 24 hours a day, which is huge. New York Stock Exchange, I think it's 9:30 to 4:30, Stuart said. But so what we're going to do for people in your family is we want to help empower those in your family to study this skill set. Now, here is the crazy thing, Miss Kim, is that a lot of mothers now are actually getting their children, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, to start studying this. Here's what's crazy. And Tony, you've heard the statistics. They are catching on very, very quickly. I guess their eyes with games and stuff like that, they're looking at the market and they catch on real quickly. So Barry was saying last night when he was on with Stuart and Rosa, he said, listen, why not have our children actually, develop this particular skill set? And actually, by the time they come out of high school, they literally have the ability to trade and create income. I mean, like, why not? Think about in your family, all of the nieces and nephews and cousins, right, that are 12, 13, 14 years old, that by the time they're 17, just from studying inside of your platform, with the live sessions and the daily signals and the Epic University and the study hall and the trade house community, just by being around that environment, would actually be able to create some serious income for themselves. So now let's tell you about the services, everything that you see, but I believe that we could show you from the back office a little bit better than we can tell you. So I don't see that Mr. Anderson is Mr. Anderson on as well? Because I did not tell him he'd be speaking. He's just nice enough to concede me, But here's what I want to do is I want to show you guys the Epic back office. So if you're going to be studying in trading, the great thing is that Mr. McCovey has put together a platform that literally covers everything. Like, there's nothing you can want as a trader that has not been covered. This will be your calendar. This is in your back office. So when you log in and you look to the left on your dashboard, I'm starting at the bottom and I'm going up. this is your calendar. If you want to, like say, for example, Monday at 2 a.m. when the London session opens, left click on it, drop it right into your calendar, and all the credentials that you'll need to actually look at the trading happening real time, you'll actually have that. Any of these events. Now, they're not saying to you, right? They're not saying to you that you have to be on every single event. That's the beautiful thing, Antoinette. That's not what they're saying. What they're saying is, right? What they're saying is you have an opportunity to be on any of these events. And that is a very, very powerful thing. Okay. Thank you, Rosa. So now, when you start to look at the market forecast, as you learn the skill set, I knew it was going to kick me out. As you learn the skill set, you're going to understand how to read the market. Now, what Stuart happens to say is, Stuart says that they're going to teach you about the different trends. They're going to teach you the best days to do which particular, currencies. They're going to teach you all of this right here in your back office. So now with market forecast, if I were you, right, as traders in this family, I would not only, start getting on them as they happen live, but I would go back and look at all of the different trading, market forecast trainings that they've recorded for you and actually do that. Matter of fact, get a separate notebook and start doing that. That's what I would do. And in the live trading sessions. So this is where it's like you're in the room with a 6-figure or a 7-figure trader, people who are making $100,000 to $1 million trading. That's crazy, right? You get to look over their shoulders at 2 a.m., at 7 a.m., at 9 a.m. So 2 a.m. on Monday morning, if you come into your back office and click, at 2, he's going to go live and he's going to show you what he's seeing so that you start to understand how they make their decisions on what they're going to trade. Now, we have another platform that they trade you on called Trading View. Here, you have to be authenticated. So you'll see right down here, it says that I have, my Trader View username has been authenticated. Now, the reason for that and the reason why in Telegram you have to be authenticated is because we want to make sure that you, your family, the people who are decided to invest in their future, we want to make sure that information goes to you and not to people who want to just sit around and wait for a freebie. Does that make sense? So the Telegram app you're going to find is an app also that you're going to get authenticated on. And here you'll notice that I had to put in my user ID and my username. So when you sign up, you'll sign up with whatever user ID you want, and then they will assign, name, and they'll assign you an ID. Well, there are 3 platforms. There are 3 platforms that, you can participate in, family. And one is the Trade House community. That's kind of like, a place where you can go to get answers and talk to other traders that are similar to you and ask questions of those top traders. The Forex group, the Forex Signals group. Now, here's what's crazy. Here's what's amazing, right? So my business partner was telling me about, a young man in his platform, $10,000 was what his lot size was. And then he ended up in 2 weeks earning $7,429 and some change on 10,000. Well, that signal comes to us. If a signal like that comes to us that made a trader with $10,000 in the market $7,400, maybe if like we had 1,000 in, we might make $740. Does that make sense? Or if somebody had $100 in, they would make 74. It's all relative. But those signals allow us to duplicate what they're doing. Y'all remember Simon Says? Who remembers Simon Says? I might be dating myself. But anybody remember Simon Says other than me, right? In other words, if they're doing it, then it only makes sense that we do it. Matter of fact, look, Sherry, my grandma used to say, experience is not the best teacher. Somebody else's experience is the best teacher. Does that make sense? Because then you learn what to do and what not to do. So you have that. And now let's talk about our Epic University. This is our baby right here. You still play, Melody? This is our baby right here. Because inside of this university, they have put some of the best information. You have a 2-week syllabus that you can download if you choose to, and you can follow that syllabus, for 2 weeks. But in addition to that, I'm going to show you where the syllabus is live. I recommend that you download Trading in the Zone. Coach Max did, and so did I. So I bought this real pretty notebook, y'all. So I sent the information over to Office Max, had them print it, and then put it in like a three ring binder. And I just wanted something real girly. You know how we do. But at any rate, and then download the Candlestick Bible. Now, the reason that Coach Mack says to do that is because you can go through and read and start to understand literally the mindset, Christina, of a trader. But when you go into the university, y'all, and this is what Stewart talks about loving right here, is that when you go into the university, David, now they have these courses. It starts week 1, day 1. With your welcome. When you finish a course, you mark it as you guys can see here, you mark it as completed. That opens up the next course, Market Mental Psychology, when you finish watching it. And normally they're like, I think he said 6 to 16 minute videos. And then once you finish that and mark it complete, then you can go into the intro to Forex. So tomorrow when I do a training, we call it Forex Together. When I do that training, we're going to watch this video together. So I'm just kind of going, since I'm building mostly, but I do want to work with my traders as well. We're just kind of going through this together. Most of my traders have already passed me, but that's cool too, right? But once you finish one, it unlocks the other one. So you may be wondering to yourself, Denzel, why would they have a lock on it? Because they don't want you to run through it and be ill prepared when you go to trading. Now, I will tell you, you don't have to take 2 weeks. I got this little young stud muffin, Cottrel, and he got through it in 3 days. 3 days, young stud muffin, skipped the demo account, jumped right into a live account, but he is earning $3,000 to $4,000 on a monthly basis. And then I have people, let me see, like Tanisha. Now, I love her story because what Tanisha said is she said she's one of those people, Kim, that I knew we needed a product that would actually make money. Because she's in IT, so mostly she's behind a computer. Going out to get a whole bunch of customers and get a whole bunch of business partners is not her forte. But she says to me back on November 5th, she says, I'm getting the hang of the trading stuff. I still have a couple of days of training left, but I've started my demo account. I opened it with $500 and I'm up to $739. So whether you go live, like the young kid Isaac, or whether you start with a demo account, this is what it looks like as far as all of those trades happening. Does that make sense? So she started it on the 2nd of November. And then what she was able to do is she had some losses, she had some pluses, but at the end, Cottrel and Kim, she ended up with $239.46 in profit. That was 4 days. So maybe in 5 days, she might have had 300 or 400. I mean, Stuart and Rosa say it's not unrealistic, y'all, that your family members would be able to earn $50 to $100 a day in the market once they, get proficient at it. That's pretty powerful. Mm-hmm. Can y'all see what we can do inside of our own family if we educate our families? And I'm gonna draw it all out for you guys in just a second, but that's how powerful that actually is. And then, Cottrel, should we tell them about the tax benefits of being in business? You think we should tell them about that?
We should definitely.
We should. We definitely, I was going to do it anyway. But here's the thing. We love the fact that whether you decide that you want to build in Forex or you decide that you want to grow an income in building a team, either way, what we love about it is that you're in business for yourself. So under one umbrella, guys, how many ways do you have to earn income? I know y'all put it in the chat because I saw it a few minutes ago. This is my umbrella. Nobody laughs, right? But you have 2 ways. That's exactly right. 2 ways, Christina. That's right. 2 ways. So I just talked to you about Forex. So let me reiterate what we talked about. Here, you're going to go through the university, get yourself educated so that you can start participating in the market. One of the things that Stuart said is that we work with brokers that will literally allow you to begin to actually trade, Melody, but you can start as little as $50. So somebody who wants to grow their portfolio can literally start to trade at just $50. So when we start to look, Rhonda, at that system, it gets you to a position where you're able to complete those transactions and you can start earning income. And remember, people may start off, they're earning 4 figures, up to like $9,000 a year, and then $10,000 to $100,000 a year. And this is not overnight. You got to get the skill set. But the fact is, there are people who earn 7 figures a year, 6 figures a year trading, right? We want to show you how to do that. But by the same token, family, the beautiful thing about this platform is understanding the product, and the product is currency. It has nothing to do with buying stock in anybody's company is strictly currency, right? And Stewart says you can be a scalper where you go in, come out, get your profit and move on through your day, or you can hold on, right, to your trades. The beautiful thing about it though is that either way, Tammy, we're going to teach you how to do that. So y'all, that's number one. That's income number one. What I want to show you now is income number two, and that is where you're going to collaborate and work to build a team of business partners. Now, here's a crazy thing. The company, listen, I understand and I am empathetic and also sympathetic with some of the 42 million Americans that, were affected. I've got Rhonda Wise up in, that works for Chrysler. It's like take a 20%, 30% pay cut, work and still be called full time, right? Or take a hike. That's pretty much it. So what I love about the fact that when we're building a team, what I love about it is that you're also going to be educated through our executive team. And then I will be coaching you guys as well as Yvette, as well as Cottrel, as well as, Melody, as well as, the Derricks, Tammy Derricks and Anthony. We're going to be training you on how to build your business. Over here on this side, you'll actually create a residual income. And the reason the income is residual is your income is not just based on what you do. It is based on the people whose lives you are impacting. Those family members that we're talking about, that's who the actual product is in you guys' business. Is each and every one of you. And when I say family, we got some that are by blood, then we have some that are by love, and then we have some that are in-laws, some that are outlaws, and some that are just people that we just call them bruh and sis. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. So the people, the family members, those that you guys love, those are the people we're talking about. We're talking about the people whose lives we can impact from the inside out. I know, we started when the Susu thing happened, Yvette and Dwight, we started trying to figure out, how the original Susu works. And it literally is, right? There literally is a thing like that started in Africa and the Caribbean and in Asia and places like that. But it's normally like just a circle of us. And what we do is we put money in, and then you've seen this happen. Somebody in our culture will buy a Subway, and then another Subway, and then another Subway, right? There are people that will do that. You've seen that happen. They buy the Comfort Inn, and then they buy, the Days Inns. They start buying up businesses, right? What we're saying is we can create that same culture though inside of a business. The beautiful thing about it is family. Whether you're in the family and you say, I don't necessarily want to build a team, but I actually want to create income in Forex, that's great. Or if you say, well, you know what? In addition to that, I want to understand how to grow a team. Either way, family, the beautiful part about it is you're in business. So can I tell you, this is what Cottrel and Kim want me to tell you, is that literally when you get started in business for yourself, immediately before anything happens, you're actually earning income. Cottrel is crazy because the government wants you to be in business for yourself. That's the beautiful thing. Listen, this gentleman, he wrote this book right here, one of my favorite books. This was given to me by a mom in love, right? Miss Mama Bridget. But this book is called "It's How Much You Keep That Counts, Not How Much You Make." It was given to her by her tax accountant. What they expressed was let's just read it. Finally, big tax relief for small business owners. Congress is serious about supporting the growth of new home-based businesses because it promotes a strong national economy. Now, the fun thing, Yvette, is that when I first started following this gentleman, it used to read, our government will pay a taxpayer $2,000 to $3,000 more every year in their tax refund, right? Now it reads $4,000 to $6,000. Why? 42 million Americans are out of work. Some of them were able to get their jobs back. A lot of them, as the country is about to do the same thing it did for a little while and close down in some places, people are going to be, unemployed again. How do we help them? How do we help our family members that may have been impacted? We help them start a business. Before you even make a dime in Forex, before you even make a dime building a team, you already have money coming your way because you became a business owner tonight. That's how powerful it is. And then you can even go to your HR department Change your W-4 exemptions, increase the exemptions, which reduces the amount of tax that the government, federal, not the state, but the federal government takes out, which means you bring more home in your paycheck. Now you cannot, side note, if you're not going to be in business, don't do it, because you're not going to have the write-offs, right, to offset what didn't come out of your federal taxes. So of course, talk to your accountant. I'm not one, but I can tell you what I did. And these were passed by and published in the tax code. Why then? Some people have asked me, okay, well, why do business owners have more breaks than people who work for somebody else? And the answer is because when the tax laws were written 85 years ago, they were written to benefit the business owner because the people who wrote them were business owners. Here's a side note. Something that most people don't know, I'm gonna share it with you. And you may have remembered this, Rosa. So what happened, Miriam, is when Mr. Trump took office, one of the first two things he did was he made it better for the upper 1 percentile of the population, the billionaires. All right, that was one. I wasn't in that group. But the group that he benefited after that was also business owners. So he gave more tax breaks to business owners, more tax write-offs. That means us. Grandma said, if you can't beat them, join them, right? You used to only be able to write off. So you can hire a child. And Rosa, you can tell me, can you post in the group about what age that child has to be for this write-off? But at first, you could hire your child. And like, you've got to buy school clothes and games and all that stuff anyway. What did Rosa say? All right, 7 to 17. Thank you, Tony. So you could hire your child to work for you and you could write off $6,000 per child in your house. Not the deductions, not the standard deductions or the, what is it called? Dependents. We're not talking about that. We're talking about on your business schedule C. Well, what Mr. Trump did was take it from $6,000 to $12,000 per child. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all understand how powerful that actually is in reducing your adjusted gross income, which increases your tax return just because you get started in business? I'm excited. But at any rate, I want you to hear from this gentleman, Mr. Bean. He does a very good job of explaining why, like if you just have a W-2, keep your job. Nobody's saying leave your job. But if you just have a W-2, we're taxed on our job at 28 to 33%. The income we earn from business is only taxed at 18 to 23%. Did y'all know that? So check Mr. Bean out as he explains that to us.
Business income. This is the fun part. Business income is strategy 2. Strategy 1, your money must go further by creating a positive what? Strategy 2 is business income. Business income is taxed at a lower rate. The net effect of having a business is that you pay between 18 and 23% taxes instead of 28 to 33. So you were paying 28 to 33, now you're paying 18 to 23. That means now you get to pay yourself first because you can spend money now on your what? Business. Give you guys an example. They say if you don't have a home-based business, just take $20 a day and throw it out the window. Now, I want y'all to really understand this. If you don't have a home-based business, you're overpaying taxes by about $500 to $600 a month. So some of you guys are going to walk out of here a home-based business with a strategy. I'm going to bring up some people and give them some checks. They earn checks from a home-based business. And if you don't have one, here's what you're doing. I'm going to think about it. 20. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to research it. I got to go talk to the wife. I got to go talk to the husband. While you praying, thinking, researching, talking, just keep throwing 20s away. Because that's what it's averaging you for your lack of knowledge on capitalism. $20 a day.
Right.
The tax savings alone put $500 to $600 a month back in your what? Pocket. Net. So when you leave here today, while you're thinking about it, praying about it, tomorrow it's going to cost you $20 to think about it. That's not a big deal. Talk it over with your husband. Talk it over with your wife. That's not a big deal. Tuesday, y'all still thinking about it. You only wasted $80. That ain't no big deal. Pray about it. By the time Sunday comes, you need to pray about it. Next Sunday, ask God if this business makes sense. Ain't no big deal. You up to about 140, no problem. If you got it like that, I need to be doing what you're doing. Now, hold on one second. So while you're thinking about it, just remember this. Every day that you don't, the average per day loss, I'll be on taxes, $20 a day. If you don't have a home-based business, I'm not pressuring you. I'm giving you the real deal. $20 a day, gone.
And you know how people say, well, I'm doing really good because I've got a really good job? The more you make, the $20 a day goes higher because they pay more taxes.
That's right. So if you got a really, really good job, you need to really, really get a business. Everybody got it?
So that was a presentation that he did, but I just think he does a great job of explaining it. So are we clear? If you're clear that whether I do Forex or whether I grow a team, I'm in business with tax write-off. If you're clear, let me hear from your family down in the chat. If you're clear, type I'm clear. If you're clear that whether you build a team or whether you work in Forex, you're still in business for yourself and you got tax write-offs. What? I'm telling you, y'all, we got to take advantage of everything. Y'all hear me? Or as we say in the country, everything. We got to take advantage of everything. So now let's talk about, being, some of the, how you actually grow a team. Understanding that we do not cap your income, so we don't make guarantees on your income. You can make as much as you want to make based on you. If you're going to study Forex, roll your sleeves up and let's go to work. If you're going to do business, roll your sleeves up and let's go to work. This is going to be based on your active participation, your marketing, you're doing the work, you're committing, and you're being diligent. So here's one of the things that's always been interesting to me is people will say, well, you know what, I don't know a lot of people, or I don't deal with people like that, or I don't have a big circle. And especially right now, since Cottrel, we're bringing in a lot of young people. They're 18, they're 19 years old, starting their business. They don't have that huge of a network. So what I love about the company is they're putting together a platform called freeforex.com that literally allows people, especially young people, they love that, to be able to generate and attract people from their social media platforms, Google, Facebook, Instagram. We can learn it too, even though, we young, we remember, Simon Says we can learn it, right? But here's the thing, by the time somebody goes through your funnel, David, what happens is they already are ready to go in business with you. So for that reason, where people would say, well, I don't know a lot of people, let's go ahead and scratch that off the list. Not sure? Okay, let me give you another reason. Because you only need 3. So scratch that off the list. People is not an excuse because you only need 3. What is so crazy to me, First Lady Battle, is that literally, you have 3 people, 3 active participants will take you all the way from a free Forex education to $250,000, $250,000 every Friday. Coach AP, is that going to happen fast? It depends on how fast you run. Does that make sense? The fact of the matter is that it's possible. When I was looking at Kim, going back to work, because for some of y'all don't know, I lost my father last year. So I have 2 moms left, right? I have my stepmom, my dad's wife, and I have my mom. So those are my 2 parents that I actually have left. And I feel a responsibility to actually take care of them. I don't, do anybody ever feel like that? Like if your parents need anything, whatever they ask for, they're going to get. They both spoil too. So Yvette will tell you, they spoil rotten, really. But I'm going to make sure they stay spoiled. Does that make sense? Well, when I thought about Kim, I thought about Gaynell going back to work at the shipyard. I can barely make enough to keep my household going. Then I said, well, maybe I go sell insurance. Okay, but that maybe me and my mom, but that would leave my stepmom out. The only place that I see that I can securely, I can secure their financial futures and mine and the other people in our family is to create an income like this. You know what I mean? Where you're earning significantly. And the beautiful thing is listen, this is what Cottrel and Kim are saying. We can go together, right? As a family, we can go together. So let's just say, let me just break this down to you because it really is just working on the power of 3. So I did a presentation a little while ago and I said, well, what if this is the father in the household? What if that's dad, right? And what if dad brings on his wife, okay? And let's just say in this case, let's just call that Cottrel and call that Kim. How about that? And then we bring on, maybe the son, and then we bring on maybe the daughter, right? Maybe we bring on the daughter, right? So this is just in the house. We have not left the house yet. As Leslie said, we can kick it together. We can build dynasties together. Why not? So we haven't left the house, but what has just happened is that dad is now 3 and free. So we have multiple businesses going on in the same household. The father is 3 and free. I want you to think about, as I unfold this, your household as an extension of, Kim and Cottrel as an extension. Does it make sense? Think about all the branches we have. Think about a family reunion, how many people we have at a family reunion. So that's just level 1. Level 2 is that now remember, so Cottrel, you got 1 in the first team, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third, right? So Miss Kim has family members. Maybe she's got a sister, maybe she's got a brother, and maybe one of her one of her uncles, right? And then maybe your son refers one of his best friends, his friend's dad, and his friend, and the dad's wife. You know what I mean? Do you guys see this? In other words, we start to move around our family structure and do what we need to do to empower each other from within. Other cultures do it. You see them buying up the Dunkin' Donuts and the Days Inn and the Miller Marts. Let's start putting that together so we can. I'm gonna show you guys some of the things that we're thinking about being able to do with that kind of money that you see at the bottom of the screen in the purple. Yvette likes to say in the purple. Well, think about it. Now, we've got the mom, like Kim, we've got her 3 and free. The son is 3 and free, and the daughter is 3 and free. But in that household, let's just say if the daughter was studying Forex and she's earning $500 a month now, and the son is studying Forex and he's earning $500, and Miss Kim is studying Forex and she's, you see what I'm saying? But now the dad, in this case, we say Cottrel, is earning $500 a month because he's got the 3 people on his team at 3 and free. Do y'all see how amazing that is? We haven't really left the confines of the entire family structure yet. We're still inside of that place. Well, if that is the case, y'all, right? If that is the case, what happens at the next level? Well, let's just say the sister brings on her husband and his dad and his mom. You see what I'm saying? And the brother brings on his girlfriend, his fiance, his sister and her cousin. You know what I mean? Do you see what can happen just by extending it inside of the confines of the family? We haven't left the family yet, y'all. If we're going to build, this is what Cottrel and Kim are saying. If we're going to build, and they're going to do it, if we're going to build and we only have 3 teams and those 3 teams go down like that, and what we do falls down under those 3 teams, it only makes sense that we build it on our own family, the people we love, the people we care about. It only makes sense. And in this particular platform, you can do that. If every single one of those people in the red were to get their 3, guess what happened? Miss Kim, the son and the daughter are now making 500. The people that came under them in the red, they're now 3 and free. Guess what? Cottrel is now at 1,000, or the father is now at 1,000. So we've got 3 times 500 in that household. That's 1,500. Not talking about Forex. Add Forex to that, right? We've got the father is making 1,000. 3 times the 500 is 1,500, y'all. So now every 28 days, that family has $2,500 more money, and we haven't left the house yet. We ain't left the house yet. What I'm saying to you is, family, if we empower each other from within, if we take that empowerment from within, then what you're going to find, David, is the ability to create those dynasties right here. Listen, we've got family members and friends that, just as far as, and I know we got different cultures on, but just as far as our culture right now with this particular health crisis, a lot of people have been affected, health and financially. We have the ability to go out there and help them, y'all. It's kind of like, Sherry, I think about, something Judge Judy always says. She likes to say, I'm not going to give you the money, loan you the money, I'm going to give it to you, but don't come back and ask, right? That's Judge Judy, right? But one of the things that we love to do is help. We love to help other people, but oftentimes when we help other people, sometimes it hurts us. What if you can empower and help them this way? Think about, my cousin and I were in the flower blessing Susu thing, Cottrel and Kim. And she said, your business is confusing. I don't understand Forex. So this is what I had to say to her. Take Forex off the table. You understood to cash out somebody $500 and bring 2. And then they cash out somebody $500 and bring 2. How about we pay $99.99, the cost of eating out at a seafood boil for 2 people, and bring 3? Do you get that part? She said, oh, that's how it worked? Yeah. Does that make sense, guys? That's as simple as it is. And every single dime is tax deductible, and you increase your tax return by $46,000 minimally. Family, think about it. And here's the beautiful thing, Cottrell. You guys know about the spillover and spill under, right? That is a pretty powerful platform. It's a pretty, I'm going to erase this. It's a pretty powerful platform. And what it means is, you know, Cottrell and Kim are likely to bring in 50 to 100 people over the course of their, you know, this next year. Well, they are attached. Who's your sponsor, Cottrell? Who's your direct sponsor? Y'all got so many folks down there. I can't tell you who.
It would be, yeah, who am I under? Own?
Y'all got, I know it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up. Let me see if somebody just put it in the chat to help you out. Okay, Legacy Holdings. So you're part of For Legacy. Thank you, Yvette, right? And For Legacy is attached to Yvette. And then Yvette is attached to myself. And then I'm attached to David McCovey. So family, this is what we call like lineage. So let's just say we have, you know, we got Kim, and I don't know who else is under you, but we've got maybe your daughter and maybe your son. I don't know, right? Family, here's the beautiful thing. What happens as you're growing your business, what Cottrell wants you to understand is, as we start to build these extensions of your family, you know, where we're helping, some of them will say, matter of fact, 8 out of 10 of them will say, I just want to do Forex. That's fine. But we're going to put them in position where people are going to fall down on their team anyway. So as Cottrell and Kim are growing their business, understand something. For Legacy Holdings only has 3 teams. That includes Cottrell and Kim. Yvette only has 3 teams. That includes, you know, For Legacy Holdings. I only have 3 teams. You know what I mean? So if we're going to put in the hundreds of people that we're about to put in, where do they go? They go down to y'all. See, if we're going, Kim and Cottrell are saying, if we're going to build and we're going to place people down under people, why not start with the people that we know, love, and care about first? Why not let the first layers of that, because it's going to leave your house and it's going to leave your family, it's going to have to, but why not the first layers be the people that y'all love the most? Does that make sense? Because if the growth down here affects everybody all the way up here, shouldn't y'all, I'm gonna put y'all because I'm country, shouldn't y'all be the ones that it blesses? That's all we're saying, because it's gonna grow anyway. It's gonna grow anyway. We just believe that if it's gonna grow, it might as well be, somebody iPhone said it makes sense. It might as well. Think about this, family. Think about being able to do things like internally fund, you know, college education for some of the young people coming behind you. Think about being able to make sure that an elderly parent, because we've got the money, gets the best possible care. Forget GoFundMe, let's go fund in here. Does that make sense? Let's come in here together and grow something that's going to be absolutely, positively, definitely amazing. I know, you know, Cottrell, you know, we had a heart-to-heart about this a little bit earlier. Why don't you just share with the family just how, you know, how much this means to you, and Kim, you can chime in too, that the family is the people that we build down under, how important that is to you guys.
Well, that's extremely important to us, that we always want to try to take care of our family first. So that's one of our main priorities. So it's always been a main priority on our list.
Yes. You know, we've all heard the story of the crabs in the basket, and no one can get out because someone else is pulling there's always someone pulling at you. And we've never lived that life. We're going to always share all the information we get to bring everybody along. And that's what's important to us, Kim and Cottrell, and to our friends. So. Yeah.
I mean, family, does it make sense? If it makes sense, it can make dollars. If it makes sense, somebody put sense in the you can either put CENTS or SENSE in the chat. If it makes sense, family, that we should empower from within. I mean, we recognize, right? We recognize that, you know, when you look at the top of this chart, right? We recognize that when you look at that in the purple, that's what Yvette likes to say, that $1 million every 28 days, we can't spend that. But what we can do, think about it, you know, and I don't know what you guys' family name is, but think about being able to do something like some of us want to do, which is to privately fund a credit union. Be the ones that say yes to the student loans. Be the one that say yes to the homeowner loans. Be the one that say yes. See, when you make it 13 million a year, it's time to do some things that are outside of the box. What if your family name, right? What if your family name was on the credit union right here? Why not? See, there are things that can be done, communities that can be built. I mean, property that can be purchased and rehabbed for, whatever purposes. But if we only make enough to almost take care of ourselves, things like this are just not on the table. But if we come together, family, this is what Cottrel and Kim and I believe. We believe that if we come together, if we work together, if we struggle together, cry together, fail together, win together, if we do all of those things together, that ultimately what's going to happen is that we're going to be able to impact. Do you know how people used to say you change a life one person at a time? That is very true. We can change a life one person at a time. We can change a family, all of our families internally, right? One person at a time. But what's so beautiful about it is it's not just going to be something that we're going to be able to do in the here and now. We're going to create that legendary income right now with each of you. But God forbid when we're called home, that our families don't have anything to stand on. One of the things that I'm really passionate about, and I thought about going back into insurance when my father passed, because when I was an agent, and that was right before I had the dealership, my father had a policy and he had it for a while. When I left insurance, I guess, I don't know if it just didn't become as important anymore. So when my father passed, he had one policy from his job for like 10 grand and that was it. So we had to fight to keep the family home, to keep my stepmother in her home. So for me, I thought about, okay, I'll go back into insurance because I felt like maybe I let my family down by not making sure everybody understood the power of insurance, to be able to pass something down, right? And while I'm trying to make those decisions, it's interesting that this plan comes to me and Mr. McCovey has something called Epic Estates. And so now not only can I empower, because with the life insurance, you're only empowering the family after something happens. What I love about this, guys, is we're able to empower each other before and after, because we're going to make sure that you set up a will or an estate plan to pass this down into your children and your children's children. How crazy is that? $99? Seriously? Fun stuff. Y'all give it up for Miss Tony Ward. Miss Tony Ward, in less than 30 days, qualified at Founder 5000. The company pays her $1,250 every Friday. Do you have the dog tag yet? The blinged out dog tag yet? Y'all say congrats in the chat to her, because that's a big deal. $5 grand every Friday, every 28 days, $65,000 part-time from home. Are you kidding me right now? That's crazy. And then when you look at when you're an ambassador 10, the company's literally going to give you $5,000 in actual cash. And I don't know if they do couples rings. I'm not sure how that's going to be done, but they're going to give you the Epic Diamond ring, and that looks something like this one right here. Then when you move up to where you're ambassador 50, now that's $12,500. Add another zero to that, Tony. $12,500 every 28 days. I mean, every Friday, $50,000 every 28 days. All expense paid trip to Dubai. Maybe you would give it to a grandparent or a parent. I don't know. But it's yours to do what you want. And the interesting thing is, it's not like at $100,000 every 28 days, $25,000 every Friday, you can't buy your own timepiece. And it's not like at $200,000 every, 28 days. And what is that at? $50,000 on every Friday? Is that right? That's cray.
Yeah.
You can buy a Mercedes for cash, can't you? But the company wants to say thank you. That's number one. The other thing, Tony, is that the company wants you to still be able to impact the lives of people who will hear what we say, but maybe they can't conjure up the faith, the grain of a mustard seed to step out on faith. I've had, friends and family members say stuff like, well, I'm going to wait and see what you do. And like I said to one of my cousins, I was like, so does that make sense that you would wait to go to college? If I went to college and graduate, then you gonna go? I mean, who says that? What it really boils down to when people say, well, my cousins, best friends, sisters, mothers, twin uncles, cats, nieces, grandpa did something like this in 1812 and it didn't work. What they got to do with you? As Big Worm was said on Friday, what that got to do with me, right? It doesn't have anything to do with you. But a lot of times people are hiding behind the fact that they think they can't do it. Well, you know what? Here's the beautiful thing is that when Cottrell shows up in the Cadillac Escalade, and Kim shows up in the Mercedes S550, and Anthony shows up maybe in the Tesla, or Antoinette shows up in the S550, or Cheryl shows up in the Tesla, or Christina shows up in the Escalade, or David shows up in the S550, or Dwight and Dimple drive up in the Tesla, or we got Gaynell driving up in the Escalade, and Irene driving up in the S550, or maybe Michelle and Melody have a Tesla, or maybe Miss Peterson and Patrice have an Escalade, or maybe Vasquez, is that your name? And Rhonda have the S550, and maybe Rosa and Sam, or Sylvia and Tammy, or Tanisha actually drive a Tesla, or Tono and Taylor, or Vidya and Yvette, or Dwight, whatever. When you drive up in that car with the Epic insignia on it, some of those people, those same people who could not believe, like they say they walk by faith, but they walk by sight. They couldn't believe initially. Maybe they'll believe now. It's $99, y'all. $99. $99 to start a family dynasty. $99. We blow that, right? We blow that on dinner. Come on, y'all. I remember taking my nephew to the movies, 2 different movies. One was Bad Boys, what is that, 3? And then the other one was some other movie, Batman or Spider-Man or somebody. $50 each time. He wanted large pizza, large popcorn, 2 flatbread pizzas, plus the tickets, $50. So we've kept the decision down to dinner night out. There's no excuses. People's not an excuse. Money's not an excuse. Time's not an excuse, because what we do benefits your time as well. So I want to turn it back over to you guys, Cottrell and Miss Kim, because you've just done a dynamic job of bringing your family on board, and then talking to you earlier. I understand the passion that you have for your family. Just share with your champions in your family, why you invited them, what you see for you guys as a family going forward.
Well, first, we would like to say thank you so much for taking the opportunity to speak to my family and our friends. We greatly appreciate it, and thank everyone for joining the call this evening. It means so much to us, because when we saw the value in everything within the company itself, we see a lot of things kind of come our way, and everything's not for us. But when we saw this, we really gravitated towards it. And this was something that we truly indeed felt that this was something that we wanted to share with our family and friends.
Yes, we're very interested, very excited, just pumped up about it. Just ready to hit that ground running.
Okay.
So we're definitely wanting to build this legacy for ourselves and our family, our kids' kids. We're trying to build those things like you stated, like the banks, like the credit unions and things like that, hotels. Those are going to be our stories that we're going to tell.
Right.
So those are the things that we want to put our family and our friends in position to do those things along with us. So we don't want them standing off to the side watching. We want them to be right next to us as we do these things together. So that's kind of what we wanted to put them in position to do. So that's what we wanted to present to them this evening, to give them an opportunity to see this great opportunity with us. So
we can all be there together. No one left behind.
Right.
Well, Greg,
when one eat, we all eat.
That's right. We all eat together.
Right. Well, listen, family, if y'all feel like, Kim and Cottrell have done an amazing job, y'all drop the word amazing down there. That's right, Yvette. No one left behind. That's right. When one eat up in here, we all eat. And we going to eat good too, y'all. Eat good too. We're going to have family reunions in Europe and down in Lagos, Nigeria. We're going to just do the thing. We're going to do the thing and have some fun, y'all. So super amazing, according to Melody. Rosa says amazing. Tammy says amazing. Miss Peterson says amazing. Gaynell says amazing. And so, family, get back with, and if you didn't hear us at the beginning, we got a little fun contest going on. If you're a guest, Can you place your name in the chat? My name is, I'm a guest of. Miss Sylvia is making a list of everybody so that we can make sure in the drawing tomorrow, we got all the tickets, right? Because we're gonna give away some cash. But yeah, everybody says amazing, awesome, awesome, amazing. You guys are getting some props up in here. But here's your call to action. Here's your call to action as we wrap up. Call and get back with Cottrel and Kim. Let them know, A, I think I would rather just do Forex. Great. B, I think I would rather build a team. Great. Or you might be like, like Cottrel and Yvette and myself and Tony, you want to do both. They're all under one umbrella. It's the same $99. You know what I mean? You could do like some of us start at one and then move to the other. It's your company. Whose company is it? Whose company is it? It's yours. Right? It's your company. So whatever you want to do is your company. And remember, everything that you do now, you're going to do it as a business owner. Keep receipts on everything, because you're going to have write-offs that things you couldn't write off last year, you're going to be able to write off this coming year. And I think Miss Rosa or Tony, when you get started in business, even though you're in November, how many months do they let you go back? Was it 6 months? Did they let you go back with write-offs? I'll find out that fact in detail if nobody knows, but 6 months, according to Yvette and Rosa, 6 months. So you can get started today and you can write your stuff off your taxes from today through the end of December and then back 6 months ago. Because the tax laws were written by business people for business people. And as grandma used to say, if you can't beat them, what you gonna do, Cottrel?
Join them.
Join them. Right. So I love you guys. Thank you so very, very much. Some things for the whole year, according to Tony, and some for 6 months. That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. You make money before you even get a dime in Forex, right?
That's
So
right.
anybody have any questions before we let you go? Thank you so much. It's Saturday night. It's 8 to 9 o'clock my time, 7 to 8 o'clock your time. You guys have come on and stayed on. We certainly appreciate you. Thank you, Gaynell. Thank you very much. Any questions before we go? All right. Well, if not, that's definitely make sure you get back with Cottrel, get back with Kim, and let them know. I'm gonna play some music for y'all as we go out. But Cottrel, this particular webinar is officially what?
Over.
It's over. Y'all have an incredible rest of your evening. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Nothing but love, guys. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?